What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cameron back at it again with another video for you guys today featuring the Palmetto State Armory AK-103. But before we get into that, I do want to say thank you guys. I appreciate everyone that's left likes, comments, and all that fun stuff on my videos, everyone that's subscribed as well. It means a lot. I appreciate you guys, and it's just crazy that, you know, I've been able to grow so much in the past 2 months. You know, I never thought that would happen, actually. I never thought this would happen, but I really appreciate you guys, and it means a lot. And I also want to apologize about this video taking so long to come out. The reason why is because I don't want to make half-ass content, right? I don't want to shoot 200 rounds through something and say, oh, it's reliable, it's good because it went through a few mags. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not the kind of YouTuber I want to be. You know, I want to have integrity when it comes to my videos. Put my hat on real quick. Don't need to see this mess. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to come out with half-ass content. You know, I want to make sure I completely vet something and I trust it before, or I trust what I'm saying is correct, and, you know, make sure I'm giving you guys correct and good information. That's what I want, and I don't ever want someone to purchase something that I said is, you know, is going to work because I did a half-ass review, and then, you know, God forbid they ever need to use that for a self-defense situation. It doesn't end up turning in their favor because they bought a bad product. So I don't want to be that guy. So yeah, I've put 1,300 rounds through this PSA AK-103, and I do have to say, I like it. I like it a lot. There was a period where I was having some issues, specifically with light primer strikes, but after that, she ran flawlessly. She ran very well. So, you know, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, and it's the reasons why that might have happened. But I do like this gun. I do genuinely enjoy it, and I think if you have one, you know, you should make sure you're inspecting it, but you should also shoot your gun. How are you going to know it's reliable if you don't shoot it, right? But anyway, some information about this. This is a 16-inch rifle, made by PSA, of course. And there is a cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel, forged trunnion, forged bolt, forged carrier. So a lot of forged parts for a really good price, for about $1,100 for the side folder, and then $1,000 for the regular one. That's a fixed stock and can't move. You can't fold it or anything like that. I did get this a little bit cheaper though, and the reason why is because I bought it secondhand. I bought it from my really good friend who is a Marine and never shot it, so I essentially got it brand new for a little cheaper. So it was a pretty cool deal. Now, PSA is a company. I really respect their mission. I love how they're trying to arm as many people as possible for very affordable prices. You can get yourself into a PSA AR-15 for about $350, $400, which is really good. You know, I respect their mission, but they have had QC issues. We all know about the QC issues, so I'm not going to talk too much. But that's kind of the sacrifice you have to pay for cheaper or more budget products. I don't want to say cheaper, but more budget stuff. Fortunately, though, these AKs are no exception. But without further ado, we're going to get into this. We're going to go tip to butt because I like to steal ideas from other people, and I don't want to ramble. So anyway, this AK-74 style muzzle brake, it works very well. She's loud. And also, if you are on the side of this recording videos or doing whatnot or watching, which you probably shouldn't be doing from the side, there's a lot of concussion. So make sure you wear your ear protection. Make sure you don't stand around it for too long because you can fuck your brain up. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be coming out like, you know. But yeah. The iron sights, I don't use iron sights on anything unless it's a handgun. So I have no experience, if I'm being honest with you. I will say that when I was researching it online, a lot of people did say they worked very well because AK iron sights can be really finicky apparently. But yeah, these should work well for you if you want to use AK iron sights. More power to you. Onto the barrel. The barrel is a cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel. The furthest I took this out was 50 yards. And when I was zeroing this red dot, and I got a 1.6 something inch grouping. Now that's going to be a little bit over 3 at 100 yards of 3 MOA. And I was also shooting shitty Tula ammo, shooting steel case ammunition. and made sure to take the cleaning rod out and all that stuff. But yeah, so I'm also not a very experienced AK shooter. I'm more of an AR guy than anything. So a lot of that does rely on the shooter, but still, you know, 3 MOA, decent at 100 yards. You can definitely get better with better ammo, I'm sure of it, and a better AK shooter. But yeah, just accurate enough for me. And I need to train more on this rifle to try and narrow that down. But anyways, really good barrel. Everything I've seen on it, everyone loves them. And that's one of the biggest selling points for this is that FN barrel, because they make high quality products, right? So the barrel has worked very well for me. And yeah, moving on to the handguard. So with AK-103s, you have a lot of this black polymer furniture. Even though this PSA AK 103 is technically not a clone correct AK 103. The reason why is because most of the internals, like the bolt and bolt carrier, are AKM like bolts and bolt carriers with 103 furniture, and then this 74 style muzzle brake. So, you know, you get the look of an AK 103, and you know, you don't really get the same internal functionality, but I don't really care. I don't think a lot of people care in general, but if you are an AK cloner, you're big into the clone shit, this is not for you, to be honest. So don't buy it if you're really into that. But if you don't care, go crazy. But handguard, it's plastic, it gets hot as fuck. If you want to, I would suggest put an M-lock or a quad rail or Picatinny rail on there, just so you can have more options for mounting accessories and stuff like that. Me, I kind of want to keep it plain Jane because I don't want to mess with AKs because putting stuff on them can be finicky sometimes. So I just left it, but it does get hot. So if you're a person like, if you're like me, you got to make sure your hands are good. Wear a glove when you shoot it and you'll be all right. All right, moving back. Charging handle works very well. Super smooth, I love it. I put this knurled charging handle or like extended thing on here. It works very well. I like it better than the stock one. Super nice. It does what it's supposed to do. Bolt also locks back to the rear as well, which is awesome. Magazines. Now, for me, I have had Magpul mags. I had some Bulgarians, some Yugo mags that I used, and they all worked very well. Didn't have any issues with them at all, not a single one. With the metal mags though, you will notice that there is a lot of, or not a lot of, but there's a little bit of wobble that I had, which I think is just normal. But Magpul mags, the Pmags Fit the best. There was no wobble at all, which is, you know, cool because I mostly run Magpul mags. So yeah, but you shouldn't have any issues with fitment of your magazines or anything like that. So just want to let you guys know. So now a spot where a lot of people are having issues. When we get to the bolt and just this whole area right here where all the action's happening or where all the magic's happening. My problem that I was having is I was having a lot of light primer strikes. I had about 16 in total, right? Now, I had all of those within the first 500 rounds of shooting the rifle. So it was kind of like my break-in period. Then after that, she ran like a dream, never had one. But a lot of people are having issues with premature wear on the trunnion and the actual bolt face itself. So if you do have this AK, I suggest you take a look at it, and as you're shooting it, because you should be shooting your guns, no safe queens here, make sure that that wear is normal and it's not too much. A lot of this has to do with the metal being too soft, I believe, because it's mostly a metallurgy issue that's the reason why we're having these problems, right? Or some people are having these problems. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of mine on the screen right now. I have not had those issues, thank God. Mine has ran like a dream. I haven't had any issues with metal shavings, getting caught in the action and all that stuff. Regular guy training LOC was talking about that issue that he had. There was a lot of smoke, so the tolerances were also off as well for his AK, or a guy who was running a class with him. So go watch his video, it's also really good. But yeah, they were having a lot of issues with that, but luckily I have not. These are a big problem with these AKs, so I suggest you look if you have one or if you already bought one and you're shooting it. Just make sure you do that. because that's like the big part. That's what a lot of people are talking about, is that wear on that trunnion and that bolt. Like I said, no problems with me though, so cool. And I only have one to go off of. I don't have a hand-picked rifle. I'm lucky in that aspect because everything I buy is just regular from the line, so that's cool. This little paddle for the magazines. It's not stiff. It's very easy to use, easy to actuate. It's a little weird when you're doing mag changes and you're not used to it, but that's more of a training issue than anything. So with some other AKs that I've seen, you know, they're pretty stiff. This one, luckily, is not. So that's really cool. You have a side mount, so you can put your optics rails or your optics mounts right here, which is really good. Works very well. Unfortunately, though, if you do use it, you can't use your side folder for your stock just because it blocks it. But that's a worthy sacrifice. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, to be honest with you. But it's whatever. Optics mount, Midwest Industries. She works very well. Held 0 the whole time. Didn't have any issues. So that's cool. If you guys are looking for one, I would suggest the Midwest Industries one. She's worked very well for me. Now on to the safety. So the safety for this AK is absolutely amazing compared to some other stuff that I've seen. And a lot of people love this safety. So what makes this safety different from other AK safeties is the fact that you have this little lip right here that you can actuate it with your trigger finger. You don't have to do what a lot of people do, is they like thumb it down or something like that. And you know, that's how they activate their safety. But with this, it's very easy, not stiff at all. So really cool. If you have an AK and you don't have this, I would suggest making this upgrade. Now, one of my favorite part, the trigger. I love the trigger on this AK very much. I love it so much. My whole thing is, it feels like there's a lot of mush, but it's very light, and you kind of break. It's a very clean break. It's crisp, and I love it. So we're gonna go through it right now. Not the best at ghosting triggers, not yet at least, but so you got a lot of mush. Then you're gonna feel the break right there. God, that's nice. Reset. Okay. Oh, fuck. That's so good. Just had a moment. But yeah, I love this trigger. This is just the stock one that it comes with. Absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan. Pistol grip. I'm not a fan of regular AK pistol grips. They just seem a little bit too thin for me. I don't like them. So I swapped it out for a mag bull. That's more of just a preference thing. No fall on PSA. Now onto the stock. I'm not a big fan of the stock, and the reason why is just because I run optics. So the optics have a pretty substantial height over bore. So it's hard for me to get a good cheek weld. I kind of have to like get a chin weld essentially on the AK, which I don't really like. So it works very well. She works fine if you're running iron sights, or you're running like a, if you take off the dust cover and you put on one with a rail, which good luck finding one that holds 0, unless you get one of those really cool ones. I forget what it's called. Nah, we'll figure it out later. I'll remember when I'm done recording the video. But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of it, so I'm gonna change it out, but she works fine. Side folder also works fine. Just can't use it right now because I got the optics rail. You have this cool little slot here as well where you can put your cleaning kits, your Skittles, stuff like that, and you can open it with that. So that's really cool. So I really like that. So sum it all up, all in all, I like this AK. This is a really good first AK for me, especially an American-made AK. You know, I have a lot of respect for PSA trying to, you know, make some AKs for us to be able to use, but you know, if you have this AK, please make sure you're checking it. Make sure if you're using this for self-defense or something like that, make sure you're checking it. Make sure you're running it. Make sure you're training with it, and you check it for any wear. Because PSA is really good about honoring their warranties and stuff like that. They will fix this problem for you. From what I've seen on the internet, they've done very well with that. So, yeah. So that pretty much does it for me, guys. I appreciate you guys watching this video and taking time out of your day, listening to me talk. If you guys could, I would love a like, I would love a sub, and then a comment as well if you have any questions, of course. Or if you have any suggestions for videos you want me to make or improvements you want me to make. But I would like to say thank you guys very much for watching this video. Love y'all. Be safe. God bless you.